Hey, my name is Amazing Klef and I am a multifaceted creative. One of the biggest questions I get daily is how do you successfully combine being a published photographer, TV host, YouTuber, director, influencer, and all-round creative?
Hey yo, what up one Republicans, what it is, what it do, what it does. Today I am taking you all the way to Nigeria. I'm bringing you the baddest, the hottest, the latest, name it you guys, multi-talented creative. He's everywhere. He's doing photos, he's doing videos, he has a studio. I mean, what I'm saying is there's nothing that this guy does not do. He probably even knows karate. How you feeling, my brother?
I'm fine, thank you.
Yeah. I'm very well. I'm really starstruck because, like a week ago, let me just give you a backstory. A week ago, a friend of mine sends me your profile and then he's like, oh, he's coming to Kenya, Amazing Klef is coming, he's doing some So I'm like, oh, Amazing Klef, I've just maybe seen some of his reels on social media and some of the photos. And I'm like, oh, he's coming to Kenya for real? Then like 2-3 days later, I get a brief. I'm like, oh, are you, can we do something with Amazing Klef? I'm like, what, you guys like me, just have trends Amazing Klef, same platform? I mean, what are you guys talking about? Yeah, but I mean, I'm really, really excited, happy to be here. How are you feeling? What is the expectation that you're here in Nairobi? Maybe what's the one thing that maybe you landed and you're like, this is so different from what I was expecting?
Cold.
It's cold?
Yeah, it's cold. Like for a Nigerian, it's pretty cold. I thought it was going to be warm or hot. Yeah, because I have Kenyan friends, and when you come to Nigeria, I don't know, they never mention it. I feel like we live in the same Africa. I feel like we live in the same kind of terrain. They don't complain that they don't say it's too hot in Nigeria. So I mean, it's cold. I wouldn't like have a flu. But then aside that, that's like the first impression.
First impression. All right. So I want to know, you have really accomplished so much and worked with very big brands, big names, big artists, and you're also, a huge artist yourself. I call you an artist because you deal with art. Photography is an art. So I want to know, back in Nigeria, how was it growing up, and what really made you be like, I want to capture moments, because they say a photo is equal to, 1,000 words.
Growing up in Nigeria was. I mean, like a regular average Nigerian kid. I grew up on the streets of Lagos, regular parents, wake up, go to school, wake up, go to school, come back home, do your homework. I mean, then when you're like, when I was like 16, 17, I was done with high school then. I left home, I went out like to pursue my dreams. I left home and I started looking for work to do, looking for how to further my life, because I didn't go to college. So I was just looking for a way to express myself, and photography found me. Right? I think I like, or maybe I found photography. And before that, I was a lot of things, or I am a lot of things. I've always been like a creative person. So I've always been like a graphic artist. I've always been like a rapper. I used to be a rapper at some point. I feel like everybody in Nigeria did.
Man, you've really hustled.
Everybody in Nigeria did music at some point.
What was your first job like, apart from like photography? How was it like, and maybe how much money did you make out of it?
My first job. When I left secondary school, I was a teacher. I taught.
For real?
Yeah,
what were you teaching?
I taught primary 3 and I taught agricultural science. I was a very bright student.
And I taking photos. I'm like,
I was a teacher for like 6 months or so, or 7 months or so. I've never said that before. That's the first time I'm saying that ever in my life.
Do you have maybe photos, if you go somewhere, photos, and maybe
proof?
Proof.
I have proof. I should get some proof from like my
we should get that
I should get some proof.
For people.
I was a teacher. I think I was earning like 7,000 naira monthly. I think that's about $180, $60.
Wow.
80, 70, $60.
Yeah. So now, how was I want to know, what was the first moment you came, in contact with a camera and you're like, I really want to do this? When was the first time?
Yeah. That was sometime late 2015. At that point, I was a graphic designer. There was this market in Lagos called the Alaba International Market. It's the biggest market in Lagos. So I was doing some sort of graphic design, and I needed pictures. When people bring me pictures to use for their graphic design, the pictures were always terrible. So I was like, how can I take these pictures myself and be able to make better graphic design? So that was the first time I was like, okay, let me look for a camera and see if I can take a picture. And I took the first one, and I haven't stopped since then.
And you haven't stopped since then.
Yeah.
And now going forward, who was the first maybe person, or rather creative, or big artist you were like, maybe they come across your work and then they were like, we could do something, or were you the one who maybe tried to reach out to them for you to do maybe a collabo? How was it like?
Yeah, the first set of people I worked with was I literally went to their houses to drag them, like to pull them out, because I just knew that at that point, if I collaborated with somebody bigger, I was going to get some traction, some attention to myself, right? So I think the first person then was Arisong. I think Arisong. I don't know if you guys know Arisong.
No. We'll actually get his jam. Sure,
you will.
Yeah.
After the reggae, play the blues.
Oh, for real?
After the reggae, play the blues. Blues. Make you do as I do. I do. Enjoy yourself, baby boo.
Yeah,
how was it like?
That was when that song was like the biggest thing.
Yeah, I remember it.
I shot him then. I did some stuff also for a lot of people. But when I felt like rather I started getting crazy attention was when I started working with Ice Prince.
I've been out here thinking, I've been smoking and overdose drinking, trying to make a queen and a wife. My macaroni with cheese on the side. Hello.
Yeah, Ice Prince is a rapper from Nigeria.
Yeah, I know Ice Prince.
Yeah,
so how was it for you? Like, are you at times starstruck? Were you starstruck at the time? Because like right now you're already used to
literally shaking, like when I shaking when I taking the pictures and shaking like. These are like the biggest like legends in the industry, and like meeting them and seeing them in real life for the first time, literally shaking all through. I can't even believe I was able to take nice pictures because
they're like, is this really me?
Yeah.
And now you went ahead to create studios where you talked about. I saw one of your videos on social media. You were like, you know what, I have that is activated studios.
Activated studios.
You're like, you have an opportunity to come here, use my equipment, use my space, use everything, whatever I create, you're able to use it. So why gives people such an opportunity?
Okay, so growing up, I barely had opportunities, right? Everything, most of the opportunities I had to create them for myself. Like, I had to, you know when they say you knock on the door and it doesn't open, there was no door to knock on, right? I literally had to build my own door.
For sure.
So I feel like as many people as possible that are in the same spot that I was in like 7, 8, 9, 10 years ago, I want to make the whole process and journey easier for them. So Activated Studios is just, it has two parts. One of it is me signing creatives. You know the same way the record labels sign music artists. I sign photographers and videographers.
For real?
Yeah. I started like a couple years ago signing creatives. So we sign creatives, give them everything they need, everything I didn't have, and just help them like get traction faster and help them get forward faster. And then also I have a part where I let creatives come use my space, come use my studio, because most times we get conversations like, oh, you make great work because you have great equipment. Oh yeah. You make great work. I'm like, okay, you have the equipment too. And you make great work. You enjoy it, like you understand. So it's just me opening up as much as possible to allow people work with me and get some level of access to me, and also speed up their process. Yeah, basically.
And maybe at times do you get people, for example, don't you have fears of like maybe someone might come here and maybe mishandle my equipment?
We operate a very controlled environment, a very controlled space, where not necessarily my equipment. I mean, my type of equipment, but a duplicate. You don't necessarily get to shoot with my camera, but you get a camera that's maybe same as my camera, but no. I'm in Kenya right now with my camera. The studio is still running. Do you understand?
Smart,
so not necessarily my equipment, my personal equipment.
Smart. So maybe who's the one person you'd like to maybe take a photo of? Have you taken a photo of maybe any president you'd like? Would you like, maybe who's the one world leader you'd like to take a photo of?
I've always thought about taking pictures of Obama. I like his skin. I like the way he looks. I like the way he rocks his suit. I feel like we'll make great images together. Yeah. Yeah. So Barack Obama, if you stumble on this, if they send you this video, I mean,
if you're watching, Mr. President, if you're watching, so you've learned how to play around with colors, play around with colors, and also maybe getting to do a few videos for artists and everything. What's really your inspiration behind now trying to maybe do a few videos at the time? What's inspiration behind that?
So that part of me. That part of me is Activated TV. So there's Activated Studios, which is like a different brand. Then there's Activated TV. Activated TV is a digital music platform.
Yeah.
So I used to be a rapper.
Yes.
So I used to be a terrible rapper. The more I grew up now, the more I realized I thought I was a rapper then, but the more I grew up, the more I realized I was a terrible rapper. So I can't believe I just accepted that. But yeah, so that's just me exploring the part of me that loves music. Right. So I am very big on not letting any part of me die. Right. I love creating. That's photography. I love music. That's Activated TV.
For sure.
I love supporting people. Activated Studios. So so your question was
So what should people really take out, take home and be like, when you see this particular video and you see this photo, what message are you passing across?
I'm passing across. Yeah, I'm a very vibrant person. I'm a very lively person. I'm a very happy person. When you see my stuff, when you see my content, I just want it to spark.
So how do you have maybe a way that guys from maybe other countries can reach you, or maybe how you can be able to mentor them and stuff like that? Yeah.
The easiest talking about mentoring people and also teaching and sharing knowledge. I have a platform called the Amazing Klef Academy. It's a virtual and online platform. I have video courses that teach you photography, that teach you the business of creativity.
Wow.
So I made it virtual so it can be accessed from by people from all over the world.
Time is kidogo running out, but I want you to look at, that is your camera, camera 3, that is your camera. Maybe tell them something to maybe, people who want to tell the story, especially the African story. What will you tell them about, making an original story, something that is not duplicated? There's your camera, let's go.
If you want to tell an African story, I want you to be original. I want you to be yourself. We have so much in Africa already as Africans. There's so much. There are so many stories to tell. We have history. We have a culture. We have tradition. We have a whole lot of stuff as Africans. Sit down, have a conversation with yourself. Think of what story you want to tell and the best way to tell it, and make it as original as possible. And don't stop creating. Keep going. Keep creating. And it's amazing or not.
There you have it. Yeah, you've really done well. He could easily be a TV presenter. Thank you for coming through right here on Teen Republic. For really going to be inspired. I'm sure we'll find some of those photos and everything yours and put them out there for people to actually see. So thank you so much for coming through.
Thank you for having me.
And I wish you well as you go back home and as we connect.
Thank you so much.
All right. There you have it right here on Teen Republic. Keep it Teen Republic, hashtag Teen Republic and TV. Let us know when umetoka mtaa gani, unawachia show wapi. Pretty excited to have you. Come with the trendsetter. Until next time. Amazing Klef is a multifaceted creative. So a multifaceted creative actually means faceted comes from the name face. So I've got different faces. From being a photographer,